Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, A Wandering Dork with me, Daniel. It's season 5, episode 7, and today in the penultimate episode of the season, we've got a big double header against Tranmere and Grimsby, both on the road where we've struggled at times this year, and then we'll try and get into the running on top of the table with the best chance of getting promoted of these sides. We've already got a 5-point cushion with a game in hand, as you can see, and that one's away against Tranmere tonight as we start a really tough run towards the end of the season. But firstly, let's address the elephant in the room. The eagle-eyed viewers among you may have noticed that I'm in the corner of the screen now. So if you haven't watched our football podcast vlogs yet, you can finally put a face to the name. But also, if you have missed any of the series so far, please do click back on the eye above to catch up. You can see all the links to our other playlists as well, including our head coach story, which started with Kettering Town, and all of our other beta saves and touch challenges as well. But into today's episode, 2 big away games. Tranmere, who are in the bottom half, of course the side that we're very fond of on our podcast. They've been brilliant with us and contributed to a lot of our matchday vlogs, so we really do thank them for that. But of course we still want to get a win against them today before a much tougher test away to Grimsby on paper. They're in 10th in League 2 at the moment, just above my head there near the top of the screen, so they're going to be a very tough test as they've still got an outside chance of reaching the playoffs. Since the last episode there is more good news off the pitch, the first of which being Matthew Smith. We're trying to loan him in from Derby for next season as well. They're not asking for any more in terms of wage contribution, so I think that's probably a good sign for us. I think he'll probably accept in the coming days, and we've also got a few more people tied down to contracts and 3 others that are currently getting offers. Grant Smith happy to take a wage cut and be backup keeper for next season, as we're definitely going to need to improve in that area. And then Ryan Broom accepting the same deal again as a fringe player, and Sam Sherrin wanting a slight pay rise, but that's because he's got significantly better. But if we go and have a look at the schedule to see how we've been getting on since the last episode, been a bit of a mixed bag in terms of league form. You can see pretty much all of our struggles have come on the road, still not found a winning formula away from home, but we did manage to win our last away game, and we'll be hoping we can do the same in these 2 today. We've then got Stevenage away again before 3 home games in a row. That's because the MK Dons game was moved. I was originally planning to show that one today, but it was moved due to international call-ups for both sides. This Tranmere one was supposed to be last Saturday. That got postponed due to a waterlogged pitch, and now 2 of our players are away on duty anyway. So we're missing Callum Harriott, our backup left winger, which is a little bit of a problem today as Keelan O'Connell isn't available either, and we're also missing our backup left back Jake Hughes, with Craig McGinty doubtful due to injury. Tranmere missing 1 player, but I'm sure they'll have a better side than us, and it could turn a game in their favour today. But let's have a look at the recent results first. You're with me for that cracking 1-0 win against Burton. We followed it up with a narrow defeat at Bolton, a side who are again just in those playoff faces at the moment, before a 3-2 win at home to Walsall. David Parkhouse sealing the champions victory, a 93rd minute winner from him after he blew an early 2-0 lead. Then a 1-1 draw at home to Crewe, both goals in the first half. We got off to an absolute flyer. Harriott again picking up a knock in this one, a position we desperately need to improve next year, and we'll look at that in the transfer market in the summer, but of course it depends largely on which league we're going to be in. Fingers crossed it will be League 1. It's starting to look a little bit like it's going to be that way, and we followed that up with a defeat against Gillingham, which did put that in a little bit of doubt. We got Parkhouse and Moles scoring the goals for us. Moles getting an own goal as well after his opener, and a late winner from Gillingham sealed them the 3 points and resigned us to defeat for the first time in 3 games. But 3 back-to-back wins since then, going into this one in very good form. A 3-1 win was the first away at Mansfield. They got a late consolation, but it was 1 at half-time. Broom, Parkhouse and Whittaker all with goals. The striker's starting to bang them in again now. And then a 1-0 win at home to Oldham. Callum Harriott barely contributed this season, scored a tap-in from 2 yards as a corner bobbled about, and it could be one of the most crucial goals of the season, so we will have to go and thank him for that eventually. Then another 3-1 win, this time at home to Shrewsbury. Whittaker, Morsley and Parkhouse with the goals. Again a late consolation which prevented a clean sheet, but otherwise a really comfortable victory. You can see there that's where Keelan O'Connell got his knock, out for 3 weeks with a twisted ankle, so it does look like he'll probably miss the rest of the season, with Callum Harriott coming back in after the international break. So let's go and get into this first game today, a double header to get through, so we don't want to wait too long. The rearranged match that was supposed to be played on Saturday, Notts County the leaders at home to Walsall at the same time, so 2 points ahead of us at the moment, but we've played a game less. I know you may rather have the points on the board at this stage, but as long as we're getting further away from 4th we don't mind. We're 5 points clear of Wrexham, and if we win our game in hand, we're only going to extend that gap of course. We've got a good head-to-head record against Tranmere, won all 3 of our previous encounters, so let's look at the 11 we've gone for in this one. A couple of positions we've had to make big decisions. I will apologise in advance for the slight jump cuts in the camera. Of course this will expose how many mistakes I make, but the 11 today is Grant Smith in goal, Simpson and Zamura at the fullbacks, and that's because our other left backs on international duty, of course, after the big money sale of Thomas Anthony last time round. We've got Sherrin and Morsley at centre half, Moles and Matthew Smith who will hopefully sign on for next year in the middle, then Ryan Broom on the right awaiting a new contract. Callum Wright's covering over on the left wing today. He's a player who can play in central midfield, but is also accomplished on the left wing too, so he's the player we're going to be relying on today, and we might have to go and change his duty slightly. We've got Parkhouse and Whittaker up front, both in very good form. Presley comes back onto the bench due to McGinty's injury, and otherwise we're pretty much down to the bare bones. The only pro not in the squad is Jake Gallagher. So let's go and get into this first game today. Hope we can get a good result against Tranmere. To be honest, I'd probably take a point at this stage, but we would like to get 3 and edge towards promotion. Well, a 4-4-2 for Tranmere, and we might go and match them up in terms of roles, put the wingers back to midfield duties. They will give it 10 or 15 before making that decision. They've got a couple of good players, the likes of Luca Ercolani at centre half, Harry Gilmore in central midfield I recognise too, so a few good players we've got to keep an eye on, but let's go and give our team talk and see what we can get out of the lads. We're going to tell them to prove a point, pick up where they left off last time round, and we will go and edge Callum Wright's duty out. I think he prefers to be an inverted winger, so we'll do that just on a support duty for now, and we can drop both of them back if we need to later on. Into the first half then, not much action early doors. We've seen a shot but not on camera, and it's Tranmere with a free kick on a halfway line here, long ball forward which Morsley heads away. Callum Wright doing his defensive duties there, may actually be a benefit of him being a central midfielder. He'll probably drop back a little bit deeper, try and win the ball back a bit higher up the pitch, and that could help contribute to a victory. The Ryan Broom's got the ball on the right now. A very late challenge by the Tranmere player there, luckily he missed both the man and the ball, otherwise he could have been in a bit of trouble early on there, as Callum Wright's been mugged in possession. Here's Bennett's 25 yards out, goes for a shot but it's really wild, wide of the post and probably closer to the corner flag, and with 10 gone it remains goalless at Prenton Park. It's Tranmere with another corner again though. They've got a lovely TV screen in the corner there. Not often you see that at League One level, as the corner beats everyone including a jumping player. Sheed the striker gets there, finds Langdown on the edge of the box. His shot's pretty tame though, and it's straight into the arms of Grant Smith. Can we start a counter attack? The fullback's not really spreading, not giving him an option to throw out, so in the end he has to go for a long punt downfield, and it's up towards the centre forward Whittaker. The opposite way round to how we'd like it normally, but he holds it up for Parkhouse, in towards Callum Wright, good effort on goal, tried to beat the keeper at his near post. It's gone down as a clear-cut chance, but it remains 0-0. It wasn't really much of a test for the keeper. It's a Tranmere throw up right back with Essien. He finds Frizzle in central midfield, Wright intercepts it yet again though. He's found Whittaker who's in one-on-one, can he finish? He does this time. Terrell Whittaker puts the clear-cut chance away, and we lead 1-0 with just under 20 minutes gone. What a lovely finish it was as well. We often talk about clear-cut chances being missed, but Whittaker makes no mistake on this occasion. Well, 5 to the break. It's gone very quiet since the goal. We're back for a Grant Smith long goal kick. He finds Ryan Broom on the right-hand side. Got 2 to take on if he can. Instead goes back to Simpson, the right back. He plays it long over the top. Parkhouse has beaten a defender. What a finish that is. Brilliant finish. Very direct play. Not the best defending. It's marked as genius from Parkhouse. We'll agree with the commentary. What a finish it was. Lovely curve through ball from Simpson. I don't know how the defender managed to miss the header, and it's gone down as an error from that left back there. But at half-time we lead 2-0 with another clinical finish from the other striker. Both of them in goal-scoring form just at the time of year we need them. So let's talk to the lads and tell them to keep it up. Hopefully they'll respond with more in the second half. Notts County being held at half-time. They're drawing 0-0 at home to playoff hopefuls Walsall. So it looks like we're going to be going joint top again, and 8 points clear of Wrexham in 4th. Gilmore to the edge of the box to Frizzle though. Oh, that's a good goal from Tranmere, and the nerves are tingling now. They've got one back early in the second half, and we're going to have to be very careful now. Make sure we don't concede another. A screamer from 25 yards, not so much you can do about it, but we're back on the attack with Matt Smith now, who finds Callum Wright over on the left wing. Chance to deliver to the back post. Parkhouse heads down off the line by Pilling. Rebound save from Broom, and is eventually hacked away long by Essien. Sheed on the counter attack for Tranmere. Back to Bonney in central midfield, now to Gilmore in the centre circle, and the highlight ends with an hour gone. 2-1 the deficit here for Tranmere. 25 to go, there's a throw on the right for the home side. Actor Scott from the throw-in take taker, into the back post, headed in by Langdown, and we've thrown away a 2-goal lead yet again. The second time we've done that in recent games, and now we're going to go a bit more positive. We're going to shout at the lads, try and demand more. They've really switched off in this second half, and I'm not quite sure how we alleviate the pressure here, as Tranmere have been the better side since half time. We've got 20 to go, so let's make some changes. I think we're going to go for Zamura first. In fact, I can't, because we haven't even got Jake Hughes available. He's away on international duty. So Fabio Lopez on for Ryan Broom. Simpson's going to be replaced by Feely, and then Stefan Moles is going to be taken off too. Matt Dolan's going to come on in central midfield. Almost brought the wrong player off there. Let's get back into the last 20 minutes. Can we find a way of getting a winner here, or are we going to throw away a chance at 3 points? Pilling the goalkeeper with a goal kick for Tranmere. Long ball down the left hand side. Lopez intercepts, but it only falls for Kennington. Tranmere looking like the far better side here. Honeyball long over the top. Morsley heads away as far as Smith. Can we counter here with Callum Wright? He drifted inside again as the inverted winger. Finds Terrell Whittaker on the left wing, and he's got 2 or 3 up with him at the moment, but he doesn't seem to be able to find them. Here's Dolan back to Smith again. Over to the left to Whittaker. Can we get the ball in? He does towards Parkhouse. Good header, but just over the bar. It had beaten the keeper, but it was always beating the bar. It was going a little bit too high and wide. 10 minutes to go. It's still 2-2. I'm tempted to go a little bit more attacking actually, but I feel like we could concede at this rate, so I'm trying to be a little more cautious. A point's not a disaster. We said it at the start. It will take us 6 points clear of Wrexham, and as Tranmere go all the way back to Pilling, they're going to start again from the very back. Long ball forward, Scott flicks it on. Matt Smith there to intercept, and it's a good long ball forward, but Erkalani clears. Smith with another chance to go long. Good ball over the top to Lopez, into Parkhouse front post. I thought the keeper had saved it, but it hit the post and went wide, and with 5 to go it's still level terms, but we really had a good chance to nick it there. Into stoppage time, there's not much happening. I think it is going to be a draw here. The only saving grace is that Notts County did the same, so they're not going any further clear of us. We're going to tell the lads there were some positives. A point on the road is good at this stage, and Notts County held by Walsall too, so the gap 6 points to Wrexham, and that's not bad with 6 games remaining. Let's see what the media said about the game. Honours even at Prenton Park. It was probably deserved over the course of the game. We were the much better side in the first half. Tranmere came on strong in the second. So a 2-2 draw, even shots. The possession was pretty much level too, and Frizzle scored an absolute screamer, and he got man of the match to go with it too. We've had our loan offer accepted for Matt Smith for next year, so let's hope he'll be staying as well. And we'll be back in a moment for the game on Monday as we head to 10th place Grimsby, hoping to cement our promotion place as the League 2 running continues. We're back 6 days later. We're going to Grimsby in League 2 as we stay in second place ahead of this game. Couple of fitness tests to worry about. McGinty fit enough to be on the bench again. Callum Wright looks like he should be okay. Good condition, just not quite match fit yet. We've got lots of good news off the pitch though. If we go back over the last week to take a look, we've got a lot of players who are out on loan who seem to be doing really well at the moment. We're just offering a few of them new deals, but you can see for the first time we've used the loan market well this year. Players that are improving and actually have a chance of making it now, so we'll focus on that in our end of season review. But let's go back a couple of days earlier first. Lots of players signing new deals for the club, and that's both staffing and players actually. Just Lewis Hone, the director of football, he's the only staff member left that we wanted to sign on for next season, and the scouting team's going to need some major upgrades. But back further again, more importantly, Matt Smith is staying with us for next season. The same wage contribution, the highest paid at the club, but a really star player at this level, and he could easily cut it in League 1 for us and really try and help us survive at that level. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get promoted because he will be a real asset for us, and if we can add 2 or 3 more of that quality, I think we'll stay up pretty much no problem. We've got a lot of deals to offer to our youngsters out on loan, but we'll focus on that again at the end of next season. Today we just want to get into this big game, and there's a little bit of good news from League 2 as well. So at the weekend Shrewsbury got a victory, which brings them back to within 5 in 4th place, but in good news Wrexham lost their game though. Again at this stage you'd probably have the points on the board. We'd rather be in their position than ours if I'm honest, as I'm not totally convinced we'll get a win today, particularly against a side chasing a playoff space. But Terrell Whittaker, still the top scorer in the league, continues to perform above all expectations, so let's go and look at what our lineup will be. I'm not sure if we're going to need to make any changes, so let's just go and pick the 11 together. Callum Harriott back from international duty. He's going to come in for Callum Wright, into his usual duty of a winger on support. Wright will of course make his place on the bench, Huddart the sub-keeper dropping out, and then Kean Williams will drop out too, 2, he's going to be replaced on the bench by Jake Hughes. He's back from international duty, and Craig McGinty isn't quite fit yet. It said he passed a fitness test, but I'm not happy to put him in the squad. He's not quite got that physical readiness, and Presley's a good enough replacement anyway. So our 11 today sees just that one change, Harriet coming in for Callum Wright on the left wing. Aside from that, it's exactly the same lineup, so let's get into the second game against Grimsby. It's a 4-4-2 for Grimsby as well, so we might have to match them up as we go along. They've got Luton player George Moncur in the middle. He's a really good player technically, very good free kick taker, so we'll watch out for that. Greenwood on the left, we've tried to loan in before, a very solid midfielder at this level. So some really good players, and I can see why they're near the top. They're certainly going to be contenders for this playoff space. So we're going to encourage the lads to do their best, just as Nick Haycock recommends. It's a little bit lighter now, you'll probably be able to see my face better. The storm's come over, so we got the light on. We'll have all these teething issues with the camera at first, as I'm sure there's some schoolboy errors we'll make along the way. Morsley from the kickoff back to the keeper Grant Smith, plenty of time for him at the back, and that's one good thing for us actually with our limited keepers, no pressure on them whatsoever. Cooper heads away for Grimsby to Evans, and they go long downfield as well. Morsley to Matt Smith in the centre circle, tries to play a clever for short ball there, it's intercepted but Moles gets the second, into Parkhouse in the box, he goes for the shot and puts it in. What a start that is with 30 seconds gone. Moles with a through ball, not the best in the world. Parkhouse from an acute angle, a brilliant strike. In the last game we saw him go across the keeper to the far post, this time a brilliant strike at the near corner. Cooper with a long ball forward for Grimsby, out to Rabis on the right hand side. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it doesn't really matter as Morsley hacks away the cross. Back to Cooper in central defence, really stepping out there to George Moncur. From 20 yards shoots, it's just wide of the post. We warned about his long range efforts. He's a good free kick taker and good from a dead ball too. We don't want to give him space just outside the box. A throw in on the left hand side for Zamura though, he finds Whittaker down the line for us, and if we can get a second early on that would be great, really just alleviate some of those nerves. Matt Smith with a good ball, Whittaker with a great touch, beats the two defenders and he's in 1-on-1, the shot saved but Broom's got an open goal, and with 7 minutes gone this is a dream start. Whittaker's shot saved, Broom taps it in, and we lead 2-0 at Grimsby with just 7 on the clock. Of course we threw it away from here against Tranmere, but what a wonderful start it's been, and now Grimsby coming forward on the right hand side, Matt Smith doing well to head away. Back to Graham 25 yards out, Moncur shoots and hits the bar, it thundered off the woodwork, a brilliant effort. We're given that warning once already. Evans delivers and Moles heads away, and it looks like we've got it clear at this occasion, but I'm going to go and make some tactical tweaks. We need to make sure Moncur's got no space. So let's go and have a look at the opposition instructions. Moncur's not really got much on him at the moment, so we're going to go for the pressing intensity, always pressing him. We're going to try and mark him quite tightly as well, and try and show him onto his weaker left foot, although he's still got a pretty good effort on that one. Let's quickly go to our tactics as well. I just want to see what position the wingers are in. I think we're going to drop them back to wide midfield roles now, just to match up Grimsby because we've got the 2-0 lead. A mistake we probably made in the last game, so let's just see if we can shore things up a bit. 15 gone though, we can't complain at the moment. Notts County must be losing or not playing, and it looks like MK Dons are level against Tranmere, and whereas Shrewsbury on this list, they're not playing either. Or are they playing at the top there? They are their way to Burton and drawing 0-0. Half an hour gone, we've got a corner on the right, into Morsley who heads in. Oh, what's Callum Harriet doing? He's decided to head it in on the line and he was offside. I think it was going in from Morsley anyway. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm pretty sure it was going in, and he's robbed of a goal late on in his loan spell, and it would have put the game beyond doubt. As we say that, Moncur's causing trouble at the other end, puts a ball in which is hacked away, out to Phillips on the right and Graham 25 yards out. Again, it's a great goal. You just can't say much about it. You see so many wonderful thunder strikes here. The clear-cut chances are a big problem, and another wonder strikes put Grimsby back in it, just as it did for Tranmere last week. 5 to the break, can we hold on to half time? I'm going to have to push the wingers back forward again, because their match ratings dropped back since they've gone to midfield, and it looks like it's harmed us and brought Grimsby onto us. In the other game, Shrewsbury are losing. That's the most important news for us today. Wrexham being held as well, so the gap to the playoffs is increasing, and that's the most important thing for us. Of course, we're running ourselves out of the title race here. Healy with a hat-trick put MK Dons 3-0 up, but the most important thing is a top 3 place. I don't really care if we win the title. So we're going to tell the lads to keep it up. We're going to push Broom and Harriet back to the wings, and let's go and get into the second half with Dorking and hope we can hold on for a precious 3 points. 10 minutes into the second half, we got a throw with Simpson on the right hand side, finds Parkhouse in space who goes back to him, into Whittaker who heads in. The keeper got a hand but couldn't do enough, but the offside flag goes up late again. Another one of those offside highlights and goals. They're really starting to get to me at this stage. When it's in this crucial stage of the title race, it really does mean so much more, and it does get quite frustrating after a while as we're playing dangerous 1-2s in our defensive third. Zamura to Sherrin. I'd like it if he just went long, need to get it out of there, which Zamura eventually does. It's not a good ball though, and Kozak heads away, and here's Moncur in that dangerous position. Out to Greenwood on the left, down to Davis, puts it just wide of the post. It's a really good effort, he probably should have scored there, but with a quarter to go we're still clinging on. I'll think about changes now with 20 minutes left, and again Callum Harriot's been a poor performer. I just can't find someone to perform well on that left wing, as we bring on Wright in his preferred inverted winger role. Terrell Whittaker's not had the best game actually, Aaron Presley's going to come on for him up front, and Matt Smith's the next worst performer of the attacking six, but there's no chance I'm taking him off at this stage. So back into the final 20 minutes, keep that one sub in the bank for now, and if we can hold on for this 3 points we'll almost be up, although Wrexham have taken the lead in their game. It's Evans in the left back area for Grimsby, long ball forward, they're just going direct now. We head it away with Morsley though, and he finds Smith, 2 or 3 running off him, finds Broom on the right who goes back inside, terrible pass which is intercepted, and now it's a 3-on-2 for Grimsby, the home team. Where on earth's the defence gone? Malley runs the length and then tries to go alone, bit greedy, and it's ended up saving us, to be honest. It could have been an equaliser if it was crossed in, but thankfully it still remains 2-1. We're going to go to our team instructions and start to time waste now. You know the drill when we get to this stage of the game. We'll slow the pace down when in possession as well, just try and take all the time out of the game. Any momentum for the home side will go as we go and make our final change too, and it is going to have to be Matt Smith now I think, although Ryan Broom's just picked up a knock as well, so Fabio Lopez will come on for him, and with 5 to go we'll try and see this victory out. Wiles into the box with a corner for Grimsby. Kozak had a free header but it's straight into the arms of Smith. He's done really well to hold that, and a big long kick too. Why he's not time wasting I don't know, but he's found a good pass to Lopez out on the right wing, and he's got a chance to cross into the box. Good delivery to the back stick, Callum Wright's there, and he's put the game beyond doubt. Surely with that comes promotion as well. We will be out of sight if we win this 3-1, and for the fantastic moment for the substitute, one combining on the right wing, crossing it to the left, and the left winger puts it in his makeshift position. A wonderful performance and a wonderful result to go with it as well. So a 3-1 win against Grimsby, a tough away game there on paper, but the chance of getting into the playoff seems to have affected them, and we've dealt with the pressure a little bit better as we tell the lads we're delighted with their performance. So we stay in second place with a few games to go, just 5 left now against the rivals. Shrewsbury did manage to nick a 93rd minute winner though, that's probably the disappointing part of today, so the gap's still just 5 points down to 4th place, otherwise it could have been beyond doubt there. The MK Dons won 3-0, we knew about that at half time. What did Notts County do at the top there? We forgot they didn't play, did they? They played the other day, so they stay 2 points clear of us, and we stay 1 ahead of MK Dons. So let's very quickly see what the media said about the game. I'm sure they'll say it was a deserved victory, and they're focusing on our defensive display actually, and a battling performance in midfield. A lot of energy used up by the lads there, but a really good performance and a deserved result too. Ryan Broom's out for 1 to 3 days, so he might miss the Stevenage game on Saturday, but otherwise he'll be back for the rest of the run-in, particularly those crucial games at home. So if we look at the schedule for when we'll next be back, of course it'll be the final 2 games of the season. I'm hoping it'll be wrapped up before then, but if not, it's Crawley at home and York City away. York fighting for their lives in 22nd. Crawley whereabouts are they? 11th, they've not got anything to play for. And we've got a crucial home game against MK Dons in the middle there. They're obviously in 3rd place just behind us. But if you did enjoy this episode, and that's fantastic 2 performances away from home, 4 points, no complaints whatsoever, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the performances, where you think the wingers work best on the sides. For me that attacking duty still works, but I think we will go to a standard 4-4-2 next year. Particularly in League 1, we can't leave 4 up front, I think we have to go a little bit more defensive, but let me know in the comments what you think as we plan for the end of the season, and hopefully we'll have promotion wrapped up next time round. If you're new to the channel, then subscribe for daily FM20 content from my 2 long-term stories. This one will be back in 2 days' time with that crucial end to the season. 2 massive games as we try to go to League 1. Be massive if we could get 3 promotions in 5 years. An overachievement certainly. I'd expect it to probably just get to League 2 at this stage. So if we could be 1 promotion ahead of schedule, it'd give us more time to compete at the top towards the end. In the meantime, the head coach will be back tomorrow, and that will see the debut of my face on camera in that series too. It's a transfer special at the start of season 4 as we try to make things happen with our second club, Halifax Town. If you've missed any of that series so far, click back in the eye above and then come and join me along for that transfer special tomorrow. Of course, in that one we have no say in who comes in or out of the club. We're completely reliant on our director of football, so it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do, as the man we've got's a pretty good negotiator. And then finally, I'm part of a podcast that does matchday vlogs and interviews, and you can see the link to the matchday vlogs in the eye above. A massive thank you to your support with those ones recently. Of course, Tranmere being the stars of the show in one of them. An incredible FA Cup tie against Watford a week or so back. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support of the series and channel as always. I really do appreciate it. Please give me your feedback for any schoolboy errors I've made with the camera. I'm sure there'll be some as we go along. And I hope to see you next time in 2 days' time as we try and wrap up promotion to League One.